Hello and welcome to Retirement Today. My name is Jenna Cairns, founder and financial advisor at Beacon Wealth Advisory. And we're here to help get you to and through retirement with financial peace of mind. If you'd like to listen to our podcast, you can go out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music. We also have a YouTube channel, which is the best place to go because you can then view us talking about this. And if you go out to YouTube and you type in Beacon Wealth Advisory, we do encourage you to hit subscribe so that you'll be notified every time we have a new video out, and you can listen to some of our past shows out there as well. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions today, so feel free to give our office a call to schedule a no cost, no obligation consultation at 1-800-994-8993. And again, that's 1-800-994-8993. Before we get started, I want to bring on my beautiful, wonderful, fabulous co-host. Always love doing the show with you, Jacqueline Gladhill.
Oh, Jenna, what an introduction. Wow. I mean, you can't top that. That was the best of the best, right?
Really, really. Well, you do. You look great today. And I'm liking the stripes.
Thank you.
Stripes are the big fashion trend now.
Yes.
So you are in style, my friend.
Well, thank you. And Jenna, I think we talked about it on a past episode a few weeks ago, on how I kind of got you hooked on buying from TikTok shop. And now,
Totally.
just to share with our listeners, Jenna and I believe that we both have this set. So, Jenna, you said you have it in red.
Yes,
and
I do.
So, viewers and listeners, if you want to also go buy the same set as us and match, it's on TikTok shop.
It is. They have the best lounge sets, like matching ones, don't they? And I'm just like, then they have these flash sales, and it's like, oh, we're going to give you 50% off. It is definitely a temptation of mine to get on TikTok shop now.
Agreed. Well, Jenna, I'm excited to get into this episode today because who wouldn't want to live that soft life that you're talking about, right? I mean, the show will kind of show us how we can savor the upgrades without letting lifestyle creep steal our progress, without totally throwing us off track, so we can still hit our financial goals, which is so important.
Yes, it really is. And this show's mainly going to be focused on people that are still working, but maybe not too far away from retirement or phasing into retirement. And so I really do think there's a balance we can help you find in living some of that luxury life while still accelerating your wealth. And we're going to talk about that today. And, Jacqueline, anytime I think about just being smart with money, I truly believe that, we aren't going to be blessed with more if we're not good with what we already have. We have to be good stewards over our wealth, right? And so even though it can be really tough, I do not like the word budget. It's a very dirty word, right?
Hold on, I got something for you, Jenna. Ready?
You do?
Budget? Yes, but no.
Yeah, no. We don't need a budget around here, but sometimes, it's my least favorite B word.
Yes. Yes, but no. I love that. That was so cute. So yes, but no, we need to talk about managing our money wisely, especially if we do want to keep a soft life going, right? So yeah, it's going to be a fun topic. That's for sure.
Well, and for just a kind of translation for our viewers and listeners today, it's kind of like the silk pillowcases and being able to max those catch-up contributions and how they can both coexist together. So the soft life here that we're talking about means getting that energy back, the less hassle, the more recovery time, and room for the people that we love and that we want to spend time with.
Yes. And I feel so grateful because I do feel like finally I am living a softer life, Jacqueline. When I was younger, I really hustled and lived paycheck to paycheck. And, there were seasons that I just really had to work like crazy. And now that I have a business and I have a team and I've made some smart decisions with money over the years, I really
Mhm.
do feel like I have less hassle in my life and can live more of that softer life while still being very, very dedicated to my business, but having more room for other things as well in life and kind of finding more of a balance, which is just
Yeah.
so nice, you
Oh,
know?
that's so happy and exciting to hear, Jenna. And honestly, I mean, that's what we all strive for, right? I mean, you can't work that lifestyle for 40 plus years. I mean, you have to be able
Right.
to get to that point at some point in your life. And so when we
Yes.
talk about the managing and again, that teeter totter, the balance beam, whatever you're balancing between that lifestyle and financial peace of mind.
Yes, yes. And there are seasons where you really do have to hustle. But in the long run, it does pay off, right?
Mhm.
So, and lifestyle creeps still lurk. I mean, especially, there's promotions, overtime, or, sometimes kids potentially can get off the payroll.
Mhm.
But instead of just going haywire and saying, "Oh my gosh, let's go spend this money by, going to Nordstrom every week or something," we do have to think about the future, right? And when you think about retirement, especially women, you have to plan for like 30 to 40 years spending from 60 onward, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
longevity is getting, we're living longer. So the
right,
30 to 40 years, that's pretty accurate now. It used to be
it
20,
is.
you know?
Right. Right. Thank you. Yes. And healthcare costs. I mean, we've talked about this plenty of times on our shows, but out of pocket retiree health expenses are substantial over time. So funding today lowers stress tomorrow.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, if they can keep a job in their 50s and 60s, can really be at the best chance to supercharge their savings, really maxing out those retirement plans because a lot of times they're at their peak earning years,
Mhm.
at the top of their game in those years.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's such a great point, Jenna. Well, I know how you work, and I'm curious if you have a story to share about, kind of that lifestyle creep.
Of course I do. I do. I love stories. So there was a person named Terry, 58, a vice president at a hospital. He got a $9,000 raise. He was like,
What?
woohoo. In 6 months, her fixed costs drifted up $300 a month, right? Because she then decided, well, I want the premium cable and I want the
Mhm.
pricier yoga and I want the impulse subscription boxes and I want to buy more on TikTok shop.
Mhm.
So we rebuilt with a kind of capped luxury line and sinking funds. She kept the house cleaning going though, and quarterly spa days. But because we capped it and moved some things around, she was able to save an extra $6,000 per year towards retirement,
That
right?
is perfect. I mean, then you're
Yes.
enjoying some of it because your hard work is paying off and, you got
Right.
that raise for a reason, so you wanna enjoy some of it, but
Right.
knowing that 2/3 of it went to savings, that's insane.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a soft life by design, really. I mean, not just drift,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is. And just a real quick thought about that too, Jacqueline. It used to be that everybody wanted to keep up with the Joneses, right? And have
Mhm.
this like lifestyle that everybody wanted. And now I think it's almost like trying to keep up with Instagram or Facebook,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
people post all of these things about their lifestyle and what they're doing. And I think people feel like, well, gosh, I don't do that. I better do that. And so
Mhm.
I think a lot of people are spending more than what they actually can just to live that Facebook or Instagram, you know,
Yeah.
lifestyle image, right?
Oh, and Jenna, I'm so glad that you brought that up because that is a huge part of, what social media does to your mind, really.
Right.
And,
Right.
it's competition, it's jealousy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Like I will say,
It
even
is.
my age, I mean, we talk about this. I'm on the younger side. I am
Yes,
about to
you
get
are.
married. And, it's that age group too, especially like you compare each other all the time and you
Right.
say, well, they have this, so am I behind because I don't?
Right.
Or, where, but also money's spent differently too. You could have a lot in savings and, you know, but people might not have any in savings and spend it all. So it's
Exactly.
completely different plans as well.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So it's almost like, why are we spending money trying to impress people that half the time we don't even really like? No, I'm
Uh-huh.
kidding. It's like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I think that's more what it is now. Instead of keeping up with the Joneses, it's keeping up with the Instagram influencers,
Yes.
right? For our
Yes.
friends.
I like
So
that.
anyway, yeah. So yeah, there's definitely a soft life by design, not drift. So there's three moves tuned into the stage of people that are still working, but again, maybe close to retirement. Number
Mhm.
one, really think about paying yourself first. We
Mhm.
always talk about that, Jacqueline. Lock your savings in and catch ups first. You have to have an emergency fund. I call it the
Mhm.
peace out fund,
Mhm.
because then if you are at a job with a toxic environment, or somewhere you don't like working, you can be like, peace out, I'm
Mhm.
out of here, I'm going somewhere where I'm valued, right?
Mhm.
And if
Yeah.
you have a really nice lifestyle, instead of 3 to 6 months, it might be more like 6 to 9 months. But you have to have your emergency fund, and definitely like get your catch ups in place on retirement plans. I think build sinking funds for planned joy and known midlife costs. And
Mhm.
like I said, add a capped luxury line item. Like, don't forget, if there's something that really makes you enjoy your life more and just make it feel luxurious, why not have that in the budget as well? And, it's doable sometimes,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so let's kind of, for more of our maybe analytical folks listening and watching, let's maybe put this into perspective with some numbers, Jenna.
Yes, yes. Why not? Well, I always say aim for 15 to 25% of your take home pay to goals.
Mhm.
Many people are in peak earning years, and they can even push higher by routing like raises and bonuses automatically. And I truly believe automatic is the way to go, just so you don't like tempt yourself, right?
Mhm.
Use catch up contributions for the 401k, 403b, 457s, and IRA catch ups, especially if you're over 50. If you can, front load early in the year or increase with each raise, because time is money, right? So the sooner
Mhm.
you get it invested in the year, the more it's going to grow. And I'm a big fan of HSAs. I mean, you have a triple tax advantage if you're in a high deductible plan, and you can almost treat it like a stealth IRA for future medical costs. Great tax planning strategy.
Mhm.
So those are three things that I think people can really do, that are still working.
Yeah. And so, Jenna, with the story earlier that you talked about with Terry getting a $9,000 raise,
Yeah.
how do we prevent a raise from maybe disappearing from our bank accounts?
Yeah. Well, I like the 50/30/20 rule. Got that? 50/30/20 rule. So 50%, I would recommend putting your raise to retirement, HSA, some type of taxable, strategy for retirement or tax planning.
Mhm.
30% to future goals or debt. 20%, I really think, could go to lifestyle upgrades.
Mhm.
If a $600 a month raise lands, $300 could go to wealth, $180 to goals, and why not throw an extra $120 towards the lifestyle? If you like to
Mhm.
get your nails done, if you like to shop at, instead of Macy's, Nordstrom every once in a while or something, you can still feel the win while breaking it up that way, right?
Yeah, yeah. And again, do you have an example of this, Jenna?
Sure, of course. Nina, 61, was an educator. She applied that split to a step increase and finally maxed out her 403b with a catch up, while still adding monthly meal prep. Hello, like
Mm,
HelloFresh, or I personally like
yes.
Factor for busy moms that have to go to sports and that kind of thing,
Mhm.
because that still made her feel like the soft life
Yeah.
anchor.
Yeah.
And so whatever that is that can make your life easier, why not if you get a big raise or something, right?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely, Jenna.
Yep. So think of sinking funds as pre-approved envelopes, almost like with Dave Ramsey, for joy and friction reducers. So upgrades
Mhm.
don't totally rate out retirement. If you're still working, some ideas could be, travel with comfort premium economy on longer flights, or
Mhm.
maybe you're into boutique hotels with elevators or travel insurance or eating at some of the nicest restaurants.
Mhm.
Health and wellness. This is my personal favorite. Go to the dentist,
Mhm.
get new lenses, contacts, physical therapy. I'm really into massages. Like you could join a Massage Lux or Massage Envy where you get
Mhm.
massages every month. Studio classes that keep you moving. There's home comfort and safety. You could elevate your lifestyle with a nicer office chair, better lighting, maybe a new mattress or pillow set upgrade. I even do little things like this, Jacqueline, where I need to drink more water. So I buy
Mhm.
a very fancy, nice, feminine water bottle. And
Mhm.
there's something about it that just makes me feel like I have a softer life because I'm like, this is going to make me drink more water just because I
Mhm.
like the water bottle that I'm drinking out of.
Mhm.
Now, did
Mhm.
it cost more than one, from Target with no design? Yes.
Mhm.
But it's just those little things that can make you feel the softer life, right?
Mhm.
Or professional polish. Like Jacqueline, let's talk about real quick a wardrobe refresh.
Mhm.
You and I recently, right?
Mhm.
We got on ChatGPT. Our I don't know if you feel like
Yep.
ChatGPT is one of your best friends, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's not one of my best friends at this point. And someone told me you could take a picture of yourself, put it into ChatGPT, and it would tell you what your color analysis is, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
what did you learn from that?
Yeah, so I mean, from my color analysis that I did, I thought it agreed with a lot of what I wear, because
Good
I
job.
do like the blues. I have blue eyes, and so
Yep.
I actually got soft summer, which I think is perfect because, you're thinking soft colors, not bold,
Yes.
but more of like a you know,
Pastels, kind of.
pastels, yep, light colors, but
Yep.
on the blue, the pinks, the purples, those colors as
Yes.
well. Jenna, what did you get?
Yeah, I have been totally wearing the wrong colors my whole life. So I when
Really?
when I got my color analysis done, it said soft autumn. So I'm more the browns, the
Oh.
oranges, the corals,
Mhm.
mustard yellow, sage, that kind of thing. And
Really?
so, yeah. And so for any of our listeners, if you want to know your best colors to wear,
Mhm.
that is a tip. You could upgrade your lifestyle by learning your best colors and then going out and buying, your wardrobe that would have
Mhm.
more of the colors that look good on you. And
Yeah.
then really you also can figure out what jewelry and what makeup looks the best with that too. I'm
Yes.
just amazed at what ChatGPT can do. And ChatGPT can also help you interior decorate. Have you done
Yes.
that yet?
Yes,
Take
or
a picture.
exterior. Mhm.
Yes. I'm like, do you need to even hire an interior decorator anymore when you can get it on ChatGPT?
Uh-huh. Yeah, or like
Anyway,
landscaping and, "Oh, this is how I
yes,
want it to look." So when you
I know.
maybe hire a landscaping crew and you're like, "Oh, I just need a refresh on my house." Maybe that's what drives you, right? So you
Yeah.
drive into your house and you're like, I don't really like the curb appeal anymore." Well,
Yeah.
consider that maybe your fun money.
Yes. All of these things can elevate, your lifestyle. And then there's also experiences and giving. Another thing you could do is, go to theaters, maybe become a season ticket holder at a theater,
Mhm.
concerts, grandkid outings, maybe be a
Mhm.
season ticket holder for the Chiefs. Hey. And
Yes.
then I'll definitely not the Royals. Sorry if you're a Royals fan, but the Chiefs, yes. And then sorry, I was just at a Royals game that didn't go so well this last week. Anyway, charitable gifts, obviously, things like that really make a difference. But
Mhm.
these are all little things we can do to elevate our lifestyle, right? And just
Okay.
to have a softer life, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's walk through an example together here again for maybe some of the analytical folks. Let's just set a sample up for $6,000 monthly net income.
Yes. So travel, you could do $350 a month, which would be $4,200 a year. Health and wellness, $150 a month. Home comfort or safety, $120 a month. Professional polish, like maybe upgrading the wardrobe a bit, $80 a month. Experiences and giftings, $100 a month. Total $800 a month. And then scale to your numbers. So again,
Mhm.
you just on your budget, you have these different buckets or categories, and you just want to be able to tell your money where to go versus your
Mhm.
money telling you where to go, right? Even if you
Yeah.
get that raise or something.
Yeah, let's walk through maybe making a decision with this.
Yeah, travel fund shows 1,900. So maybe you go to a work conference in Denver with a tacked on weekend,
Mm.
just to make it a little more fun.
Mhm.
So flights, let's say, are $320. The hotel, you stay somewhere at pretty decent, $480. Meals, 220. You spent $1,000, $1,020. You could
Mhm.
also upgrade to premium economy when you're traveling. $160 round trip could prevent a cranky back at a Monday meeting, right? So it could
Mhm.
be worth it if it keeps you productive and you don't have to go to the physical therapist then and spend $150.
Mhm.
A post trip balance like $720 plus 2 months of $350 adds $700 to the travel runway intact. If it's tight, you could borrow $100 from professional polish category and move it now.
Mm.
So again, it's doable. You can still enjoy your life when you get some extra wealth, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that sounds great. But I know that you had, you know, a client named Marla who maybe experienced this.
Yeah. So Marla, 60, funneled $90 a month into home comfort and safety for a year and bought an adjustable base for her bed.
Mhm.
She said, my sleep improved. My 7 a.m. meetings got 30% easier. So the
Mm.
daily luxuries can pay compound interest and energy, right? Sometimes these things are
Ooh.
really worth it to spend
And
money on,
and that's such a good point.
right?
I think a bed especially is one of those things that like a king size bed, for example. I mean, I'll just use myself as an example. My fiance and I are looking into getting a king size bed. My
Yeah.
fiance is over 6 foot tall. Like he
Yeah.
just it's realistically probably what we need to do. But it's
Yep.
expensive. And
It
so,
is.
using that as an example, is it really going to help you long term? Yeah. Is it maybe
Yeah.
worth it to help you long term? Maybe.
Yes.
It's something to
Yes.
consider. And
It
it's
is.
really upgrades without using a spreadsheet.
Exactly, and I don't wanna get too personal, but do either of you snore at all?
No, thank goodness.
Okay. Well, so this won't apply to you, but maybe some of the people listening, it will apply. So my husband and I snore really bad
Mhm.
at night, like so much to the point where I went to the doctor to figure out, do I have like, what is that called? The sleep apnea or whatever, which I
Yes.
don't.
Mhm.
So we bought nose strips. That still didn't really help. And finally, we got a bed where you could kind of elevate it up. You know
Yes.
those ones with the remote controls or
Uh-huh.
whatever? So we elevate it up just a little bit. And because it's elevated up, I don't snore hardly at all. And I mean, it
Mhm.
literally would cause fights between us because he would not get as much sleep as he
Yeah.
needed to, but we didn't want to like sleep in separate beds.
Mhm.
So getting that bed that just like elevated a little bit
Yep.
made a huge difference in our marriage. And
Mhm.
I mean, and not only it's helped me sleep better and
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So these things can be so important.
Absolutely, and that's a great example. I mean, I love this bed example. We could do this all
Yeah,
day because
I
I know
know.
that sleeping with your significant other, your spouse, it is a hard job and it will create arguments no matter where
Yes.
you are in life, and that's why a
Yes.
lot of people end up just separating rooms
I
and because
know.
they can't figure it out. So,
I
maybe
know.
consider looking into your bed.
Yes, yes, totally worth the upgrade. You could maybe put it on your, what's it called? Your list. You know what
Mhm.
I'm talking about, your wedding registry list,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Maybe I could contribute to it. I'll look for it. Um, so anyway, but there are some big upgrades that you can
Mhm.
do. So keeping it very simple, one flexible point card or your main airline credit card can be big. I mean, I
Mhm.
love Southwest Airlines, and so I put everything on the Southwest Airlines credit card because I have
Mhm.
family all over the United States, and
Mhm.
so when I do have to travel to see them,
Yeah.
and so all those points really add up, but we
Mhm.
pay it off every month,
Yep.
and so really, it makes it where you're not getting charged a ton of interest. You can set a goal, like maybe you do 2 domestic vacations a year and one
Mhm.
international every other year, just because those international trips usually are more expensive,
Mhm.
right? And what perks matter most while working, priority boarding plus checked bags equals less stress. It protects your laptop and, of course, your wardrobe, which is very
Mhm.
important, as
Yes.
we've been
Yes.
talking about. I can't say enough about TSA PreCheck. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. Does that take time back on business or leisure combos? Like just not having to wait in that line so long in
Mhm.
big cities is wonderful, right?
Mhm.
Trip delay or cancellation insurance protects PTO and sunk costs. And then I do think those lounge day passes can be great. Or if you are
Mhm.
like a preferred airline person, you kind of get those even included in on that. But it's a quiet zone to prep, let's say for Monday after a red eye. So these are
Mhm.
all little things you can do when you're traveling just to upgrade your experience. And
Mhm.
it can make a difference, right? With your
Yeah.
energy and your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jenna, I think, we are running out of time in this episode today. We have so much fun when we do these podcasts that we
We
just love
do.
to use ourselves as examples, and we hope that, our
Yes.
listeners and viewers can learn from it. So are there any highlighted things that you want to finish off with today?
Yeah. Well, I think again, if you get a higher raise or a bonus or maybe an inheritance, instead of just doing what most people do, right? Going
Mhm.
and upgrading your lifestyle with all of it, or buying a new car, or trying to
Mhm.
keep up with the Instagram influencers
Yes.
out there. I just encourage you to really talk with your financial advisor and look at that whole 50, 30, 20 example that we
Yeah.
talked about, and just don't forget about your future. Take some of that and put it towards your future goals, and some of it towards retirement, and some of it towards upgrading your lifestyle. And you'll thank your future self for that. Like, it's not
Mhm.
fun to do right now, but when you're in retirement, you will thank your future self for being a really good steward over that money.
Mhm.
So I think there really are some ways to get some advice on that and really make sure that you're managing your money well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Jenna, I just want to point out, that it really all comes down to a plan, right? And I
Yep.
know that we don't like the word budget,
Yep.
but it's
Dirty word.
extremely useful. Yeah. I mean,
It is.
it's useful for your long-term plan. And yes, things happen, things change, but let's plan for it, so then you can make adjustments as you go, and always be in communication with your financial advisor. They will be able to
Yes.
help you along the way, and maybe help
Yep.
that burden so you can have that soft life, but also,
Yes.
be conscious of your finances for your future. So, Jenna, how can
Exactly.
our listeners and viewers, get a hold of you to get that complimentary consultation to talk about maybe their lifestyle, and maybe they're getting a raise soon?
Yes. Well, we would love to chat about that. Our phone number for the consultation is 1-800-994-8993. Again, that's 1-800-994-8993. And you can also go out to our website, beaconwealthadvisory.com. Again, beaconwealthadvisory.com, and request a consultation out there. But yeah, we would love to help people live that soft life, but also keep that wealth accelerating and saving, right?
Yes, yes, it's all about balance. And so
Yes.
Jenna, it was a fantastic episode. And just for our listeners and viewers, just a reminder, you can always find our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music, and YouTube, of course. But feel free to let us know your thoughts or questions that you have, and maybe we can talk about it anonymously on the next episode. So let us know.
Yes.
But thank you, Jenna. And that does it for this episode of Retirement Today with our host, Jenna Cairns.